Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode. This is Danica from learningtofly.org, and I wanted to do a short series talking about the value of coaching. And so, for those of you who are wondering, but like, how can coaching help me on a very practical level? Like, what does it mean? This video is for you. One of the key things that coaching is based on thought work. And there are many forms of thought work, but the basic idea of thought work is creating awareness. How can self awareness, increasing self awareness, actually benefit me or benefit you? Like, what does that actually look like? So, I'm glad you asked because I created a list that I would like to share with you. So my question was, what is the impact of even a 10% increase in self-awareness? And here's what I came up with. One of the first things, letting go of one toxic relationship. Once you begin to become aware of what you're thinking, what you're feeling, and what you're doing, right, then you have more control and ability to make decisions with a level of awareness that wasn't there before. So this might play out like in a toxic relationship or interaction with someone by recognizing that when someone says something to you or does something to you that you don't like, that in that moment you have the ability to choose how you're going to respond, or you can decide not to respond at all. And that takes awareness, because sometimes when we get in these situations, we don't think we have a choice, right? We think that we have to respond this way because this person did that. But becoming aware of what you're thinking, feeling, and doing gives you um, gives you the ability to choose, to actually consciously make a choice. All right, so number two, 10% more awareness can stop you can stop spending money on things you don't really value or bring you any joy, right? Think about the things that you buy on autopilot. I'm guilty of this as well. Or things that are on sale that are impulsive, like there's no real decision happening there. Well, there is a decision, but it's unconscious. Okay, so what is the impact of that? Stop spending money on things that you don't really value or bring you any joy. Think about the impact of that, even over a year. What if it saved you $1,000 and you redistributed this $1,000 to a vacation that you've been dying to take, or a small business that you want to get started, and now you have the funds to set up the basics of shop? Like, what? That's one practical benefit of coaching. All right. Another thing I said was realizing more of your potential and the freedom to make a different decision. Like, what's the impact of that over a year when you realize you have more power and authority over your life than you believed before because you just weren't aware? And another thing that I came up with is learning how to self soothe in a healthy way instead of suppressing our feelings and not dealing with our emotions. Okay, and another thing I came up with is learning how to self soothe in a healthy way. So, meaning that when you have these uncomfortable emotions that come up, and they're going to come up, we're human, you learn how to be with them and process them, and not try to push them down, not resist them by indulging in, overeating, over shopping, over talking, over texting, over Facebooking, like whatever it is that you do to avoid feeling your feelings. Like, what is the impact of that, with that awareness that you can feel your feelings and you're not going to die? Like, you can let that happen, that ability to self-soothe. Think about how much money that could save you if your go-to is over shopping. Think about, in terms of food, your health, how much healthier you will be in your body if you learn how to deal with your emotions instead of trying to eat them. Just a thought. And then another thing that I came up with is to find new friendships that embrace and support the real you. Being comfortable enough to show up as you are, like learning that it is safe to do that and to consciously do that and to attract the circumstances that align with actually who you are, not who you think you have to be or who you should be to be acceptable, successful, like whatever your story is. Like the impact of that, coaching can help with that. It does help with that. It helped me in my own life. All right. And then the last thing that I have for you is a 10% increase in awareness can help you understand how you're spending your time and your money and all of your resources, but especially your time because you can't get it back. And you learn how to prioritize what matters to you and have more time to play, to be creative, to dream, to, build connections with and spend the time with the people who you really love and to do the activities that you really love. By becoming aware of how you spend your time or your other resources that maybe you weren't aware of what you were doing. And so that level of awareness gives you the ability to choose. And to me, one of the most powerful things about coaching in a very practical level and how it can help you increase the quality of your life. So I hope you enjoyed this short video and that you found it helpful. If you want to learn more about me and the work that I do, you can visit learningtofly.org, and that's the number 2.